and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a Q&A video because I have not done one on this channel and I don't know how long. When I first started YouTubing, I did a Q&A, but it's deleted because various reasons. On top of that, I deleted like a lot of videos from when I first started YouTubing. So this one's a little bit different than that one, of course. But I also have been meaning to do a Q&A. A lot of you guys tend to have questions about just various things regarding my YouTube, my personal life, and such. So I thought, what not better way to answer them than on a Q&A video. But before we can get on into this video, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I asked you guys on Instagram if you can send me questions that you have that I can put in this video. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know any of this. All social media will as well be linked down below in the description box so you don't miss any of my little sneak peeks and such going on. But I had asked you guys to send me questions. You all happily did so, and y'all some really good questions. So let's get right on into this video. Ooh, I feel the heat coming on. I don't know, y'all. I don't really like doing these videos. Let me turn this off because, like, everybody's going up. But I really don't like doing videos sitting down. So this is gonna be something different. I tend to try to make my videos as interesting as possible and as animated as possible because, I mean, I'm just an animated person. But sitting down is kind of hard to do that, you know, without going out of camera's view. So I am going to try my best to make this as, you know, just Allison as possible. Alrighty then, first question. How long have you been planning on starting a YouTube channel? So when I started a YouTube channel, it was about 2 years ago now, in which there's like a whole situation as to why it's been like, anyways, yeah, a long time. But before then, I had planned on starting a YouTube channel probably about when I was like 16 or 17 years old, my junior year of high school. And I, of course, anybody really was, you know, you hear the perks of a YouTube job and you're like, that's what I want to do, and that's practically me, you know, young me, of course. So I have been planning on doing that for like 2 or 3 years prior to me actually starting a YouTube channel. But then about the end of my senior year of high school, no, actually it wasn't my senior year. It was the senior year of my sister, you know, when she was in high school. It's her senior year, I had started a YouTube channel, which was about a year and a half after me. No, it wasn't a year. It was about like a year or two after I had graduated high school. So 2018 was when I started my YouTube channel, and ever since then, you know, I've loved it. It was difficult at first, to be honest, but when you figure out certain things, you know, how things work and your method to doing something, then you realize that, you know, it is what it is, you know? Now, I do want to shout out this YouTubing couple. I had to try to help push them into getting more subscribers and video ideas and such, in which they shouted me out on their channel because they're so sweet. So shout out to The Real, RJ, and Jade. You guys go subscribe to them. They are very new at YouTubing, but they make hilarious content, and they travel all the time. I love traveling, so like I'm interested in that kind of stuff. And her husband's a truck driver. They go all over the place, so if you guys want to know places to eat, places to go, etc, etc, then they're the people you want to subscribe to, because man, like, that's just my cup of tea. But practically they said, talk about your love life, family, friends, and do I have any animals? So starting with my love life, I have been dating my boyfriend for 6 years. I wanted him to be in many of my videos. I want to do a video with him and like his hair and stuff, but he said he won't show his face until I get to 1 million subscribers. So let's make it happen, guys. But yeah, we've been dating for 6+ years now, and I know some of you guys are like, aren't you married? Like, no, we're waiting till school is done to even think about getting married and, you know, settling down and doing all that, you know, the other stuff that, you know, lovey-dovey couples do. So yeah, but I love him dearly. So yes, that is my love life. I met him in junior high, and anything else after that, you know, the rest is history. Everything progressed, and yeah. My family is very supportive of everything that I do. I love them dearly. You know, they push me to be the person that I am. They literally accept me for who I am. I've given my parents a hard time growing up. I used to, even though I was a sweet kid, don't get me wrong. When I would get in trouble and stuff, I remember, like, if I knew they were mad at me, I would leave like little apology notes on their bed at times. So I remember doing that, but like by my teenage years, you know, my preteen to like, you know, I think by the time I hit 13, I stopped having like this attitude and whatnot. Like, but I used to be really bad at talking back, to where my mom would chase me with this like heavy duty, you know, the Ocean Pacific Walmart sandals. Like, they were heavy duty though, and she would chase me down. She'll, you know, have this like target and smack me in the back of the head. So, you know, I put my parents through hell in school and stuff. Back in elementary, I used to get in trouble all the freaking time. Yeah, it was, you know, I don't know how they did it. Yeah, so that's not me anymore. I had, by high school, pushed to get really good grades. I got honors by the end of high school, and I just, you know, really did that not only for myself, but, you know, to honor them and all that they built for me. Because I could be way worse off, you know, in a ditch somewhere. So I'm very appreciative of my family for providing such love and support. You know, nothing's better than your family as the supporters. So if you do have family that is there for you, I recommend you guys to really show them love and show that you appreciate them. Because before you know it, they can be gone. Just love your loved ones like as if, you know, they won't have it tomorrow. Whew, almost got emotional. Okay, so the next question was, do I have animals? No, I do not have any animals in my house. I have really bad pet allergies, especially like dogs. I don't know, I love dogs, but can't have them around for a long period of time because I do get really bad allergies, and that's always been the case, and they're just expensive and, you know, sometimes hard to take care of. But I did have a pet when I was a kid. I had a goldfish. I forgot what we named him. Was it like Frank or something? I don't remember. I had to ask my big sister, but I remember he died and we flushed him down the toilet. So that's all I remember, but we never had any pets. Okay, the next one is your major / career path. So as many of you guys know, if you've seen the quarantine lookbook, and if you haven't, it'll be up in the cards somewhere, you know, up here. But my major and career path is education. Now, initially, I did not want to be an educator. To be honest, I give my teachers hell, and I understand as I've grown older that, you know, that wouldn't be a situation I would want to be in with a student. And I just felt like I didn't have the patience for that. But then my dad was, you know, like, oh, well, you had this talent for years, da, da, da. And I was like, you know, like, I ignored it at first. Then I gave it consideration and thought, but then my teacher in ASL, you know, I really wanted to do what she was doing, you know. I did want to kind of teach, you know, after a while I was considering teaching, but I was like, I want to be her, you know, and she had helped me gear towards, you know, what to do, you know, and how to accomplish being, you know, the teacher that she has been. And of course I was never going to be exactly like her. But, so, you know, mainly her and my parents were the people to really, like, inspire me to go down education. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, and I tried a few classes at, the community college. I enrolled in the program, and I really liked it. And then by the end, I got my associates in it, and I'm continuing with my bachelor's. I'm in the education degree program, and I honestly love it. I'm so excited. I get like 2 more years left until I graduate with my bachelor's, but I am on my way. But aside from just having my education degree, I want to get certifications in like psychology, Spanish, ASL, those main 3, but then I may go back and get more if I look into, you know, what the schools are offering now, just to tie in with my degree. So yes, I am a YouTuber and a student at the same time. So if you guys are students, let me know what school you go to and what grade you're in and what you're going to school for. I had ended up getting this shirt. I decided to wear it today because I love it. But this is Kappa Delta Pi, which is a education honor society that I joined when I was in school. And you do volunteer hours. You get to be a part of the education community. But they connect you with people that are already in the education field and doing stuff like that, and other people that you will be working with, you know, within your little education community. So yes, you know, Kappa Delta Pi, I had joined them when I was at TCC, which is Tarrant County College in Fort Worth. And when I graduated there, I did not rejoin, but I plan on rejoining in my education degree program. So that's the gist of my schooling. A common question I've been getting is about music, like what's your favorite song, what kind of music do you listen to, etc, etc. So pretty much I am an indecisive person, so I don't have a favorite song or like one particular genre that I just listen to. I listen to like a variety, and what I mean like a variety, like a variety of songs. I just love music in general. There's certain music that I don't get into as much as others, of course. I don't do Celtic music. I don't know, like I just don't get into that. But worldly music I can get into aside from it. Like I like a lot of Latino music. You know, I use that to help me with my Spanish homework. Selena is my bitch. Like, y'all don't even know. I really listen to anything from rap to rock to country to, you know, I don't even know, like, just I listen to anything reggae. I mean, just really say it and I can bump to it. Like, if I don't even like it, I'll dance to it at least, like. But some of my favorite artists, my top ones will be like Beastie Boys. I love the Beatles, Nirvana, Run DMC, Def Leppard. Like, I don't know, I just have like a list of artists that I really love. Selena, I already said that. So those are like the big top people that I would listen to. I really like Queen. A new one's Greta Van Fleet. You guys should check them out, they're really good. But overall, like, I mean, I listen to it all. So as of just one thing, I don't have the answer to that question. I apologize, but you know, just put me on something. Okay, so the next question, what spirit animal would you be? Well, of course, a flamingo. Which leads me to a next question. So, obsessions, things I'm obsessed with. I have this collection of flamingos, and I have Audrey Hepburn everywhere in my room because she's a bad bitch. So, but yeah, I have a collection of flamingos. Flamingos is my favorite animal. They are chill, they're pretty. They literally live their life to the fullest. Like, you see flamingos on the beaches of Aruba or Jamaica, like, who wouldn't want to be them? And so, like, you know, if an animal I would be, I would aspire to be a flamingo, because why not? In which many of you have seen in my video. His name is Raphael, and then he has a son. Here's Rafi Jr., and there's like a whole storyline as to what happened to Rafi and Rafi Jr. His mom was over there. It was a graduation flamingo. But yeah, here's just some of the other collection of flamingos that I have. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of scary how much I collect flamingos, but you know, who wouldn't want flamingos? Like, you know, they're cute, they're pretty, and they're pink. Okay, next question. Any inspirations, and specifically towards me and my YouTubing? So one chick that I really dig is Amber Shaw. Like, which one of the sweetest comments I was ever given was the fact that I reminded them of Amber Shaw. So shout out to Cece, because that's just the greatest little comment that I've ever gotten, because she's literally queen. But yeah, she inspired me to start YouTubing and to kind of do the content that I do, even though like that's already stuff that I've been doing. She just, you know, like really pushed me to be like, okay, I'm gonna start a YouTube on that. So, you know, and to be myself, just have fun with it. So that's what we do on this channel. I've already talked about traveling, just places that I've been. I've been to different states, of course, within the United States, but out of the country, I've been to Mexico. We went to Playa del Carmen. I don't even know why I forgot. But we went to Playa del Carmen, and we flown in through Cozumel. We took a ferry boat, and that was the scariest thing. So we went to Playa del Carmen and then left out of Cancun. In the midst of that, we were able to go to the ruins in Tulum. So we went to various different places in Mexico. So that was the summer of 2018. And the summer of 2019, this past summer, we went to Dominican. And that was a whole mess, but it was a beautiful mess because you're in Dominican. So I have all those photos and pictures posted. I was gonna post them on this YouTube channel each trip that I was gonna go. Then I ended up leaving my SIM card at home both times because, you know, I'm just that person. So I never got to capture anything but pictures and memories, which is okay. So if you want to check that out, go follow me on Instagram. They're in my story and highlights, so they're up there. They have their own little spot, you know, because there's a billion pictures in them. So go check that out. This was one of the biggest questions I wanted to answer. What made you want to sew? And I honestly don't remember what made me want to sew initially, but I'm a very creative person. I am a go-getter, and whenever I see something that I know I can get into and I can do, I go and do that. So anything DIY, you know, is my thing. And sewing tends to be a part of DIYing. So I was like, you know what, I really want to do that. I had this aspiration since I was a kid. My mom had taught me how to hand sew, and I've gotten really good at that over the years. That I would just sew anything up with my hands. And my siblings would be like, hey, can you sew up this hole? Hey, can you sew up my button? And all this other stuff, like the little things you can do with hand sewing. And so I've always done that. But then I've gotten tired. I was like, you know, I really would need a sewing machine because I want to do more. And that kind of led into me getting a sewing machine and starting my own sewing projects. So that's just kind of like history on things, but I don't know exactly when I wanted and what made me want to start sewing. And to answer the next question, when was the first time you learned how to sew? I was like probably anywhere from 6 to 7 years old, maybe a little bit younger, like 5 at the earliest, but it was somewhere around 5 to 7 years old. I remember I was just really young. When did you get your first sewing machine? So I got my first sewing machine about 4 years ago now. It's a funny story because it was my aunt's sewing machine, and then they were moving to a new house, and then so my uncle was like, you know what, she hasn't really been used as a sewing machine too much, but she was saying like because she lost the foot pedal and everything, but he was like, here's the sewing machine part, you can get a new foot pedal, whatever. So that's what I was looking into getting. I had just gotten a job that year, so I was excited to blow money. Of course, it was my first job, you know, first real paycheck. And so whenever I got the sewing machine, I was looking, and not long after he came with the foot pedal, because when they were moving, they found it in the depths of the abyss of their shed. And so I got the full sewing machine for free. And she had found it at a thrift store, I believe, or like some garage sale. And so when she saw me sewing up stuff, doing some stuff, they were joking around. They were like, oh, I want it back now. You know, you put to good use. And so yeah. But anyways, I had gotten that like about 4 years ago. So I've been doing on the sewing machine for 4 years now. But I've been sewing for a little bit over, I mean, some over 10 years, I know that. A question that ties into sewing is, are you going to be sewing the clothes and creations that you make on your channel? And the answer is simply yes, but I want to grow my channel first. So when I get to about 1,000 subscribers, I plan on, you know, opening like an Etsy account or like a Poshmark account to, you know, sell a lot of those creations. But as of right now, I want to just work on building that. I do make my own stuff from scratch. I do transform stuff out of, you know, just something else. So I do it all essentially, and I want to really just, I mean, some things I don't even like, I just do it just for the channel. So a lot of those things I just, you know, if you guys like it, I will sell it, and somebody will probably want it, maybe not, maybe it will just sit up on my stuff looking pretty. So the goal is 1,000 subscribers. If I can get there, then yes, I will start selling my own little creations and such on a shopping site. It's just a matter of getting there until we get, you know, there. Do you have recipes to share? I mean, yes and no. Yes, there are recipes that I would love to share, but at the same time, for one, that's so many, and two, a good cook never shares their little family secrets. Like, I'm more of a baker than a cook. You know, I wanted to go to school for culinary initially, and I'm happy I changed my mind about that, because when you look into a lot of things culinary, there's so much that goes into it. But I'm more of a baker. I do a lot of baking in my home. Any flavor of cheesecake you let me know and I make it. I do just cake, I mean just really anything baking. Thought about selling my cheesecakes because that's the biggest thing that people want from me, but I haven't thought about just making stuff and selling them, you know, for a certain amount of dollars, but it's not really of my interest right now. But you know, maybe with cheesecakes, maybe I'll still do that. I don't know yet. But as for recipes, yes, there are a lot of good recipes out there. If you don't know, download Pinterest. They have a lot of good ideas. Why did you start YouTubing? So initially, yes, of course, with everybody's, you know, idea is for the money. People are like, it's easy money. I realized quick that it's not easy money, like whatsoever. There are going to be people who instantly get famous. There are people who have to take years to get famous, or months, or whatever time to get famous. Just, you know, a lot longer than the people who instantly get famous. And there are going to be people who never get the time of day to even, you know, put their work out there, their videos out there. But all I know is my reason now is just to really network, to put myself out there. My personality, what I do, just very much ties within the YouTube community. I'm very extroverted. I talk a lot. Obvi. I do a lot of creative videos, especially instructional videos. So this kind of really ties into a lot of things that I see is kind of needed within the YouTube community. Therefore, I just, you know, my teacher just comes inside of me and it's like, ooh, you know, I want to teach people stuff. I want to try to help other people. And that's, you know, more so what I'm about. It's just really my content. Are there any quarantine ideas that you have in mind for other YouTubers? And yes, I do have many ideas. For one, this is just not something that YouTubers can do. Anybody can get into any of these ideas. Many of the ideas that I have is to pick up a new talent just because, you know, you have the time to, things that you're interested in, things that you are going to be good at. Another thing is to read a book, you know, read a book that you haven't read in a long time. Read a new book. If you've already read all the books in the world, keep rereading them. Books are just, you know, they take you to a whole different dimension. I love reading books. I like to read books, especially this is just like an idea for people who are college students who are really passionate about what they're going to be doing in the future. Pick up books on what you're going to be doing for your degree plan. For all my education majors, this First Days of School by Harry Wong and Rosemary Wong, they are a married couple, of course, that were both educators at one point in time. I think they're retired now. So they make this book on how to be an effective teacher, and pretty much it is a really good book. It's very informative. It's, you know, it brings a lot of knowledge and different ideas, different ways to teach to teachers, across the world. So I definitely recommend you guys to read this book if you are going to become a teacher. I think really any teacher that I've observed for has had this book on their shelf. Teachers, my professors in class has had this book on their shelf and have told me, hey, you're gonna become a teacher. Like, you know, any person, teacher community is gonna know probably more 9 times out of 10 about this book than anybody. So yes, read books, take pictures, try to look cute just because you can. Just make random videos, do challenges, clean up your space. You know, a clean space creates a happy heart and home and mind. Rest up, drink plenty of water, exercise. I mean, there's like a million things you guys can do. You know, if worst comes to worst, like I said, Pinterest, many good ideas, many. And maybe the easiest way to do this is by creating like some kind of bucket list, or, you know, writing out what you want to do and just checking them off as you do them, because that kind of gives you like you see what you want to do and you see all the accomplishments that you've done within the year. So many of you probably have done like some kind of mood board. Maybe start making a mood board and just checking off and marking off what you've already done, and that will kind of help you, you know, guide towards, you know, kind of what you want to do and get inspired about more ideas as to what to do during your quarantine time. What is your ethnicity? I am considered to be biracial. My father's a black man, my mother's a white woman. Therefore, I just came out who I am. Really, if I was to put it on a document, I either put wish to not respond because who cares what you are, or secondly, I will put simply Allison. That's my ethnicity. But since typically both of those choices tend to not be the case, you know, you put one or the other because some reason they just have to know, I would be considered biracial, or they put me as black. Sometimes I got white, but mostly they put me as black because my father's black and he's like the dominant figure and head of the household. I've gotten people thinking I'm Latina, and I get that sometimes I do speak Spanish more so now because I'm in Spanish classes. You guys probably heard in my videos, I sing Selena like all the time. So if I'm out in public, maybe they think by that I get tan and I don't look like the typical mixed kid, and my hair is darker, my eyes are white, and you know, my skin's lighter than typical. So you know, I get that, but at the same time, no, I'm not. So don't say, hey, are you da da da, because no, I'm not. I'm just simply Allison. I am mixed or biracial, whatever you guys want to call me. But yes, my father is black, my mom is white. That is it for all of our questions today. So if you guys like this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. I have a few questions for you guys that I will want you to comment down below. You can comment either or both. So one being, what state do you live in? Because I want to know where my subscribers, you know, are across the globe. And or you can answer, what do you do on your quarantine time? Just to give other people ideas. Let's create a positive, happy space for our supporters. But until next time, guys, bye.